So let's start with the first dimension, that is Metadata Repository. The Metadata Repository is used to document metadata, manage, and perform analysis using metadata. Now we are going to look at its technical parameters. So first of all, we are going to discuss how does auto refresh of metadata and metadata freshness is maintained in DataHub. So in auto refresh of metadata, we don't need to manually reload the metadata again and again, and this tool will automatically refresh the metadata on a periodic schedule. And in metadata freshness, we'll see how the metadata is kept fresh or updated in DataHub. Now we'll go to DataHub and click on Ingestion. After that, we'll click on Create New Source. Then we'll find a number of sources from where we can ingest our metadata. So for now, I'm going to click on Snowflake. And then this is Configure Snowflake Recipe. And we are going to configure the source for metadata ingestion. And now I have copied the configurations into this recipe. So this will tell the ingestion where to pull the data from. And after that, I'll click on Next. And then this is asking me to schedule the execution of this ingestion. So you can schedule it on minute, hour, day, month, or on a weekly basis. So for now, I'm going to schedule it at 2 a.m. every day. So what this schedule will do is it will automatically execute this ingestion every day at 2 a.m. And this will also help me to automate the refresh of our metadata. And we can find the updated metadata in our DataHub. After that, we'll select our time zone and then we'll click on Next. And then this is asking me to give a name to this ingestion source. So let's say snow underscore ingest. And now I'll click on Done. After that, a new source will be created which is scheduled at 2 a.m. and this will be executed every day and the metadata will get updated every day. So this is how refresh of metadata is automated and metadata freshness is maintained in DataHub. And now we are going to talk about popularity relevance in DataHub. So we'll go to DataHub and we'll click on Analytics. And this is our analytics page where we can find a number of graph, tables, and statistics. First of all, at the top, we can see that we have 4 weekly active users with 28 datasets, 2 pipelines, and 3 tasks. After that, in product analytics, we have 4 graphs. The first one is for weekly active users. This graph represents the number of weekly active users which are going from 0 to 4 and then again coming to 3. And in the second graph, we can see the number of searches which are made in our last week. And the searches frequency goes from 6 to 3 and then again rising to 15 and then finally going to 0. And at last again it is rising to 1. And after that we have 2 more graphs for section views across entity types and action by entity type. And at the right side we can find that we have a table for top search queries where we have the name of queries which are frequently searched by the user, and this is the count for how many times it has been queried by the user on this data hub. And the second table is top viewed dataset where we have a number of dataset with its view count, like how many times it has been viewed by the user on this data hub. From this, the user can find the name of the query and dataset which is most frequently used by the user, and we can also get to know which datasets are more popular among the users. And this is how this analytics helps us to understand the popularity of a dataset or a query. Now we are going to talk about the next parameter, that is frequent users. So frequent users for a dataset are the users who frequently view or query a particular dataset. Let's have a look on those frequent users of a dataset. So we'll go to DataHub and we'll pick a dataset, let's say web sales raw. And after that, we'll find this schema for this dataset, and at the right side in stats section, we'll find the number of rows, columns, and monthly queries. And after that, we'll find the top users for this dataset, and these are the users who frequently access or query this dataset. And after that, we'll get to the next parameter, that is query history. So query history is the number of queries which are done by the user in the past. So we'll go to DataHub and we'll click on Queries tab. And after that, on this tab, we can find the number of queries which has been made for this particular dataset in the past. So these are the types of queries which are done multiple times by the user. Now we are going to discuss the last parameter, that is metadata versioning. Metadata versioning refers to a feature that records all the changes that are made to metadata from time of ingestion. Now we'll see how does it get implemented in our DataHub user interface. Now we'll go to DataHub and we'll pick a dataset, let's say customer for now, and we'll go to stats and click on historical. After that, we'll select profiling history for past 1 month. And then you can find the metadata load history under profiling runs, where this is the row count and this is the column count that was updated at the time of load. And you can view the load details by clicking on the date and time link. And this is the full detail of the load which was executed at this date and this time. And after that, under table stats, you can find the graph for row count, which is straight for now, as no change has been made in the row count till now. And these small dots denotes the time when the load was executed, and every time the same number of rows were updated, so that's why the graph is going straight. The same happens with column count over time, where again the same number of columns are loaded every time. That's why the graph is going straight. And after that, again the same data has been loaded twice and thrice. That's why the null count over time and null percentage over time is getting straight. And if the number of column count would have been 29 instead of 19, then definitely you could see a change in this column count over time graph. So this was much about metadata versioning. Thanks for watching.